Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to show you what comes in this year's Lancome Holiday Box Set. This is one of those things that I have picked up for years and years and always get so much good use out of. If you're curious to know about the other ones that I've done, I'll link them for you in the description box down below, but take a look. This is one of those things that's a purchase with purchase, which means that if you make a purchase of $45 or more, you can pick this set up for $79. The set comes in this huge, almost brief-like case sort of container, and when you open it up, this is what you have on the inside. When you take the cardboard insert out, the bag does tend to have a little bit of a collapsible feel to it. But it's got a fairly sturdy zipper, and I think it would be good to travel with if you know that all of your makeup and skincare will fit in here. It does seem a little trifle on the large side, and there are not any interior pockets. I don't have any skincare on yet because I wanted to use what was in the set. I'm going to start out with this. This is the Advanced Genifique Serum. This is a full-size 1-ounce serum. Just going to give myself a few drops here. This full-size serum normally runs for $89 and helps to make your skin look hydrated, helps with anti-aging, and it's just one of those, I mean, I've used it in the past. I used to use it religiously in my early to mid 30s, and then I found ones that were less expensive. But the one thing I'll tell you is if you're getting this entire set for less than the price you would get for this, I feel like that's a really great deal. Next, I'm going to reach for the Advanced Genifique Eye. This is an eye cream that I have used many, many times and repurchased on many, many occasions. Just going to take a little bit off the lid here. This is one that, very much like the serum, is anti-aging, is going to help to hydrate and kind of plump a little bit around here because it has a lot of hyaluronic acid in it. It's supposed to help reduce like dark circles. I've never found that it does that for me. I have genetically darker circles than some people, but you know, maybe it works differently for you. For me, it's just the hydration that I want. The only product in here that is not a full size is this. This is their Renergy HPN 300 Peptide Cream. This is a 1/2 ounce. Okay, they don't sell this 1/2 ounce size. This 1/2 ounce size is one I think they have just for holiday sets, so like this one, or if you're getting one of the sample skincare sets. The full size, the 1 ounce, normally goes for $97. And so I thought 1/2 ounce, if we're doing price per ounce, this is worth $48.50. So I'm just gonna plop a little bit of this on. This is a little bit thicker than what I'm used to using right now. The other peptide cream that I'm using is around this price for 1.7 ounces. So I'm getting a little bit more. It's the one from Peach and Lily. But the one thing, this has a really rich, heavy feel to it. Not heavy in a bad way, but heavy in a moisturizing way. This is also supposed to reduce the appearance of lower face sagging, wrinkles, and dark spots. You're not going to be able to notice whether you're having those sorts of results after just a couple of applications and tries. But I think what you might notice right off the bat is how hydrating and moisturizing it feels on the skin. There are 2 more skincare products in here that I'm not going to use while I'm getting ready because they are for makeup removal. One of them is one of my favorites. I've been using the Bifacil from Lancome since I was a teenager. I think I tried it for the first time when I was 16 and I got a little tiny bottle in gift. And then I would save up my allowance to be able to go and to buy this. And then when I was in college and wearing a lot more eye makeup, you know, once I paid all the necessary things, I was like, okay, do I have enough to go get another? Because I'm running low. This has been one of my ultimate long time, decades long favorite makeup removers. This is fantastic. I think of it as unicorn tears. It's like almost nothing that you can't do. It is biphase. You'll see that there are 2 layers, a heavier layer that's down here and then a lighter one. So you do want to shake it up. And then once it's combined, you can use it with a Q-tip, or you can use it with a cotton round and just take off your day makeup. The other thing that's here is their Cream Radiance face wash. This right here is a full size. It's 4.2 ounces and it goes for $38. This is worth $39. So together here, we're getting almost an $80 value just in makeup removal. The last non-makeup item is something that I'm so excited about. It's this. It's the purse spray of La Vie Belle. This is one of the fragrances that I own the full size of. I have always liked this fragrance, but in years past, they would put a little miniature, and it's one of those daubers, and it looks like the actual full-size bottle, but it's not as convenient as a spray. And the fact that they put a full-size purse spray in here, I'm loving that. This is valued at $35. I'm not wearing any fragrance yet, so I'm gonna throw some of this on. Oh, smells so beautiful. If you're curious, it has some iris, vanilla, as well as patchouli, so it's got a nice kind of earthy scent to it. It's really, really beautiful. I don't think it's too heavy, but everybody in my house seems to like it. Let me get some base makeup on, and we'll be back to try the eyeshadow, mascaras, and lipstick. Let's put some eye makeup on. I'm gonna start with this beautiful palette. This is probably the nicest packaging that I've seen from Lancome in one of these holiday boxes ever. It's really lovely. If you're looking at it sideways, there is no clasp, it's magnetic. I love that about it. I still haven't taken the plastic film off, but this is the color story on the inside. It does go down to a fairly deep shade. It's not quite a black. We have the lighter shades on this end. And I feel like with these two shades and this one here, we have some depth. I'm not sure that this would suit every skin tone, but a lot more than they have in years past. And for that, I'm grateful. I really also like the surface of this. It has the same imprint that you'll find on their bronzer and their highlight, as well as on the front of the bag. Looks like this. So pretty. I mean, like, yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I feel like this is some of the most elegant packaging in one of these holiday box sets that I've seen in such a long time. It makes me want to hold on to it. Now, here's hoping that I like the eyeshadows just as much. So let's take this off. It's always satisfying. And let's build an eye look. I'm going to start with this matte here. It's kind of like a taupey brown shade. And I'm just gonna put this in the crease as a transition color. I'm not wearing any eyeshadow primer today. I know you must be screaming at the screen going, what? Why not? I almost never do. I'm just lazy like that. Boy, this is actually really pretty and it blends really easily. Ooh, hooray, Lancome. It's been a long time since I picked up one of their 5-pan eyeshadow quads. I guess they're not quads, quints. And this matte is beautiful. I'm going to go into this shade here. I'm going to pull in just a little bit of that. I do find that there is a little bit of powdery kick up in these. This is going to have just a little bit of a pink lean to it. I'm going to use that same color just underneath the eye a little bit here and mix it with just a little bit of that first taupey shade. I'm going to go into this darkest matte shade here, pick up a little bit of that, knock off any excess on my brush, and then I'm just going to hit, okay, knocking off a little bit more because I see a little bit of fallout. I'm just going to give myself a little bit more shadow here because you can't just go and buy this palette. I think it would be nice if they did sell it that way because it's so nice. I feel like it's a really nice palette. For me, the packaging really makes it. This is something I'm going to want to hang on to, whereas in past years, I'd use it for a while, then I'd give it to one of my kids. And I think this year, they're going to be hard pressed to pull it out of my hands. I also feel like the colors are really, really lovely and complementary and fall into what I like to call a boring Betty eyeshadow palette, which means it's really useful. It has a lot of neutral shades, a lot of browns and pinks, just things that aren't too bright blue or bright purple on the eye, because that doesn't work for everybody. This is definitely very universal in its color story. I want some more pink and I want to use this shade here. I don't know if it's best to pick it up with my finger, but this is what it looks like. And I'm just going to press this right in the center. I am noticing some fallout with this. I don't care for that, so I'm going to try and just whisk it away. Thankfully, I have my full face set with powder today, so it's really easy for me. It doesn't stick to anything. I'm going to pick up this pearly pink shade here. It's mostly pearl, and I'm just going to bring it right into the inner corner. I feel like I got this a little bit too close to my inside corner and I need a little brightness there instead of this bright pink. You're probably going, it's not bright pink, but for me, it's pinker than I'm used to wearing. Let me just tell you that. I'm just going to take a totally clean brush and I'm just going to kind of blend the edge here. I feel like I need a little bit of that just to kind of soften it up and bring it all together. There is no eyeliner in this set, so I'm going to take a minute to put on some eyeliner and to curl my eyelashes, and we'll be back for mascara and lipstick. In this set, you're going to get a full-size Seals Booster, which is their mascara primer, as well as their much-beloved Definisil's. Here's where I tell you, I'm going to use this today, but I'm not going to use this. The reason that I'm not going to use this is because I have straight, short, downward pointing lashes, and if I were to use it, I would use it only today, and then no one else would be able to use it. So I'm going to save this and give it to a friend who I know loves this mascara. By the way, this is $34 value. This is a $30 value. So let's throw on some of the primer and get on a different Lancome mascara that just works so much better for me. So it starts out looking white, but I think it kind of dries clear. I never let it dry all the way before I get some mascara on it. This is a product that I like enough. I already had one and I'm not going to open the other one for a while. So this is the one that I already had on hand. This is a product that I've purchased many times as well. I really love the mascaras from Lancome and I like their primer as well. I'm trying to decide if I want to use the Idol mascara or the Mr. Big. Mr. Big is always like my favorite, but I think I'm going to go for this today because I've got kind of like a softer eye on. I don't want to go too heavy and too chunky with the mascara, and Mr. Big is always like 1000% volume. Oh, I'm liking the way this turned out. Last thing we have to put on is the lipstick. This is the L'Absolu Rouge Intimatte lipstick. This is in the shade Unspoken Feelings. I always love that little spring-loaded closure. Love it. So the little rose button on top, press on that, and out comes the bullet. Ooh, what a pretty shade. Oh, I like the formula too. Okay, let's see what this looks like. I really like this shade. Couple things to know. I did not wipe off the lip balm I had on my lips. I thought most of it had already absorbed into my lips. But if you see any measure of shine, it's because there was lip balm on my lips and I just put color over the top. I don't have any lip liner on, but this is beautiful. It does have that very traditional floral rose Lancome lipstick smell. Lancome has been fragrancing their lipsticks ever since I can remember, because I remember this from my teenage years. And I'll be 50 in January, so it's been decades we've been like this. But I do like the fact that we're getting, you know, the regular packaging here. This isn't holiday packaging. This is their regular everyday packaging. That to me is fabulous. Before they used to do special limited edition packaging for their holiday sets. I really like that Lancome is stepping up the packaging. It makes it feel that much more luxurious. It makes me want to reach for it. I don't feel like I'm pulling for a limited edition set with really cheap and chintzy packaging. This is lovely. This is lovely. Everything else comes in its normal packaging and I think it's fantastic. So for me, the things that I'm not going to use, I think the only thing in this set I'm not going to use is the mascara. And it's not because it's not a good mascara. It's just not a good mascara for the type of lashes that I have. It's very much a defining mascara. If you like a more reserved look, if you want something that has more of a natural approach, I think you would really like Definisil's. But because I'm always looking for length and volume, nothing beats Mr. Big in my mind. I love this. So good. And I really like the Adult mascaras. And I feel like as a brand, Lancome does mascaras so well. I even tried their new one. It's pretty nice. Forgot to mention prices. This right here, because it is a full size in their regular packaging, is worth $35. There are 0.55 ounces of product in here. A normal quint would have 0.14 ounces. So if you had 4 full-size Lancome quints, that would be 0.56. We're getting 0.55 in here. This is like the size worth. You're getting as much product in here as you would get in 4 full-size quints. Doing price per ounce, this is about $200 worth of product here. I can't speak to whether it's similar in performance, but I feel like I got a really pretty eye look. Last year when I used their eyeshadows, they wore well, they were really pretty. They just weren't shades that I loved. I actually really like this. I think this is beautiful, and I like that it's not face as well as eyes, it's just eyes. And I love the change in the packaging. This feels very luxe. This is beautiful. So for everything that they sell individually on their website, and we're able to total up here, out of all of the products in here, the total for the things that you can buy regularly on their website is $430.50. And that 50 cents comes from this not being, I guess this is not a full size, but it's a half an ounce. That's a substantial amount. And I think it's a good way to try the product. So that leaves us still, because it's $650 value, that I would say this is about, because we're almost worth like 4 of these, this is worth like about $200, which means the bag itself is worth about $19.50. I don't know that I would pay for this bag. Like, I wouldn't go into a department store or an Ulta and go, that's the makeup bag I want. But it will certainly get some use. What I do love about this are all the full sizes. One of my absolute favorite things that I already purchase regularly and have on hand, this is amazing. And then the skincare. The skincare is really lovely. I feel like this is a really great set this year. I feel like it's actually better than last year's, because this year you're getting a functioning spray. I don't know about you, but those miniature perfume bottles that are basically just daubers, I never use those. Some people do, I don't. I gave it to my teenager. She loves it and is using it. But this I will use. I think that this is one of those things that really makes a difference. You're asking, is it worth it? I think it is worth it, but it's only worth it if you are a Lancome fan and you know you're going to use all of this. You're going to use all of this. You're going to use all of this. The minute you start going, well, I might only use 3 things in there, then I would skip it. If the color cosmetics aren't for you, I would skip it. If you're not going to use the skincare because you're kind of brand loyal to something else, I would skip it, because there is that initial outlay of $45 or more. Let me show you what I picked up for $45. It was a little more than $45. I got some of their holiday lip sets. Being in college in the 90s, I remember when Juicy Tubes launched for the first time. I was obsessed with Juicy Tubes. And so when I saw this little set, it was just like a big punch of nostalgia. And I was like, I want that. The other thing that I picked up was this little set here. I'm going to give this as a gift. And these are little tiny mini lipsticks. They don't have the same mechanism as the large size, but I think my kids would love these. So I'm going to save these for stocking stuffers. The other thing that's interesting is that one of the shades in here is the shade that we're getting in the full size here. It's called Unspoken Feelings. And then another one is last year's lipstick, which was this one called French Tea. So I already have 2 of the 3 shades that are in here. I didn't know that when I purchased it, but I was like, you know, it might be fun to swatch. You know what? We're not going to swatch them. I'm just going to leave them in there, and I'm going to put it as a stocking stuffer for one of my kids, and they're going to be over the moon about it. I would love to know if you like these more traditional sort of holiday box sets. I know that if you walk into an Ulta or a Sephora, you're going to see all sorts of holiday kits and sets all over the place. But this reminds me of the sorts of holiday, you know, like the fragrance box sets, or this big, you know, holiday box at Lancome or the Blockbuster from Estee Lauder that I would see in the department stores growing up. Because when I was a kid, there was no Sephora, there was no Ulta. You went to the department store to do that sort of shopping, and to see these big sets set behind these, you know, like little acrylic cases, I was like, oh, how pretty is that? Oh my goodness. And I was always drooling over it because I was the makeup loving child. And then once I got to wearing makeup, this is all I wanted for Christmas. And my mom would, you know, buy me a fragrance and then the Estee Lauder Blockbuster, or buy me my shade of foundation and the Lancome Holiday Box. I always loved that. So these are very, not just nostalgic, but I feel like they're still worth their weight if you are a fan of the brand and you're going to use it. Thank you so much for watching today. Let me know, are you planning on picking this up? And if you want to see the Estee Lauder box, that's coming up. Thanks so much for watching today. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.